As a part of Olympian High School's Common Senior Experience, our topic was focused on human trafficking. In order to raise awareness, we've done several projects to help spread the word. Our group focused on targeting those that aren't as familiar with the topic. It was enlightening to reach out and make people realize about the horrors that take place right in our own city.
Our book was Rachel Lloyd's memoir, Girls Like Us. This book focused on Lloyd's personal experience as a former sex worker and talks about how she managed to get out. She also discusses how she funded her own nonprofit organization called GEMS to provide girls with support to get out of the life.
For our first project, we visited Balboa Park, located in San Diego, California, and interviewed people about their knowledge about sex trafficking.
We came across several people that weren't aware that sex trafficking was such a serious problem around the world, let alone San Diego. It was a wake-up call because we often don't realize that it can happen to anyone, anywhere.
Our second project consisted of surveying underclassmen on their knowledge of this topic. We went to different classrooms and had the students take a survey. We then collected all our data and made a PowerPoint with our findings. We then presented this PowerPoint to a sophomore class and talked about the misconceptions that the students had.
What do you think about the topic before this project?
Before I started the project, I would see sex trafficking as something more of a fantasy life. Like it would come up in TV shows and movies, and I wouldn't really see it like a real life problem. And now that I read the book and started doing the project, now I see it as something you can't really take lightly.
After completing this project, I feel like sex trafficking is more of a actual serious problem everywhere we go. I wasn't aware that sex trafficking was an actual problem, or such a big problem in the city that I actually live in. Actually, it's kind of like you don't really notice it until someone points it out. Until you notice it, you'll notice that it's all around you, and when you do find out, it's just shocking. Do you think you made a difference in your community?
I think we did make a difference in the community because when we went to go to Balboa Park to interview people, there was a lot of people that didn't know about the topic, and we informed them of what was really going on and that San Diego is a really big city for this illegal black market. And the second project that we did, we informed our underclassmen at our school of what was going on in San Diego, and they were really surprised. But what really caught me off guard was that they knew somewhat a lot of stuff about human trafficking and prostitution.
What would you like to say to the victims stuck in sex trafficking?
I would just want to say that you guys are not alone and there's a lot of help available, although it may not seem like it. And if you're stuck in something and you feel like there's no way out, just know that there are a lot of organizations that can help you. And if you truly want to get out of something, it's never too late to change your life. And you guys can always, and this is why I feel special that we're doing this, because we get to give a voice to those that don't have.
I'd like to say to the victims stuck in sex trafficking?
What I would like to say to the victims of sex trafficking is that just try to look for somebody, just try to look for a way out. There's a lot of people that have gotten out, and if you could find a mentor or something like that, they could help you get out of the life the same way they did, or find ways to get out of the life. It's not easy, but there's always a way out of everything.
I never had my first dance. I never had my first innocent kiss. I never went to high school because I was 12 years old when I left home. But I did have an 85-year-old man die on top of me when I was 16 years old.
Low-income girls of color, girls who've been in the child welfare system. Over 70% of the girls that GEM serves have been in the child welfare system at some point. Girls who have been victims of childhood sexual abuse and trauma.